Today we are learning how to construct translations. And a translation is just when we slide a figure. For example, this triangle, I'm going to call this triangle A, B, C. And we are going to slide it, translate it, based on this translation vector. And the vector tells us which direction and how far we're going to slide it. So, to do this construction, what we're going to do is, I'm going to start by taking the length of the vector. Let's see, it's about right. And from each vertex of my triangle, I'm just going to use that distance and swing an arc, because that's where that point is going to slide to, somewhere over there. Okay? So this point C is going to slide somewhere over here, and I'm not really sure where yet. However, to figure out exactly where, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the distance from the end of the vector to point C and measure it off with my compass. Right there. And then I'm going to go to the other end of the vector, and I'm going to swing that same length over here. And where those two arcs intersect, that is where my C prime is going to go. Now, the reason why that works is because what we've basically created here, and I'm just going to sketch it in so you can see, we've basically just created a parallelogram, or taken that vertex and just put it right here. So now we know exactly how far to move C and where, because it's going to follow the same path as that vector, that same distance, and that same exact direction. So that construction was basically completing a parallelogram and that last vertex of the parallelogram, so we know where C is going to be. So to find the other 2 points, what I'm going to do is the exact same method. I'm going to take distance from the end of there we go. So the end of my vector, and then once I have that length, repeat that length off the other end of my vector, and now I know where point B prime is, right here. And then lastly, point A, from the end of my vector to point A, about right there, maybe a little bit more. There we go, right there. That distance right there. Repeat it on the other end of my vector. There is my A prime. And so all I have to do to complete the translation is to connect the dots, or connect the vertices of my triangle. Boom. And I'm done. As you can see, this triangle, all it did was it just slid that way and that far based off that vector.